have you looked at your attachment, this entire group? Have you looked at your attachments, the attachments which pertain to job descriptions? Okay, they are into 4, I think, categories: production department, project department, IT, quality, and finance and HR. Okay, and you have various positions in it. Now, what are you doing? You are taking all those positions and creating a grade structure. So what do you need to do now? What is a grade structure? That means you will create bands, and then you will create min and max, right? Okay, and then you will categorize all those positions into various grades. So step 1, what will you do? You will identify 4 compensable factors. You will identify, first of all, you will create a template, 4 compensable factors. What are they? I said you could have experience, right? You could have complexity. You could have something like creativity, depending on this organization. As I said, it's an IT organization, product development and services. So, okay, so think a lot, and then you have to come to a consensus. You define 4 compensable factors, right? Now, after having done that, step 2, decide on how many grades you want. But I have already asked you to make only 4 grades. That means grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. You can have 1 being the least and 4 being the highest, or whatever. So grade 4 you can. Then what will you do? You will write the descriptor. For example, if you are to write complexity, as simple as low, medium, high you can have. Or span of control can be typically grade 1 to grade 4, means lower the grade, you will have span of control lesser or even none, because he will be an individual contributor. And at a higher level, he will have span of control. Experience, very simple. So think of more creativity things, think whatever for, but to learn, I would recommend take the simple things, simple compensable factors. And as I stated right in the beginning, what are compensable factors which differentiate pay differentials, for which you want to pay high or low. Okay, so identify 4 of them, define your 4 grades, and start writing the 4 the descriptors for those compensable factors. Then the last step, what I want to show you is this step. In your positions, don't go by this template. Keep one column where in grade 1, after having evaluated, say, hey, these are positions in grade 1. These are positions in grade 2. These are positions in grade 3 and grade 4. Done? So this is how I want you to, I'm just trying to just show you what it is. Okay. Don't get into descriptions and all that. I want to make it very, very simple for you all. So just be at what? Plot or map or group or categorize the positions which I have given into respective grades based on the criteria of descriptors for your compensable factors. Is it very clear? Please give me a thumbs up so that I want you all to work out on that. Quick.
Ma'am, this will be department wise or all together?
No, overall.
Overall.
Does grading
include all?
Departmental? No. So therefore, your compensable factors are not departmental wise. They are across the organization same. You getting me? In a VP grade, you won't say, hey, HR will be a different thing. No. VP, if VP is in a grade 6, all those positions will be in grade 6. Okay. So compensable factors are not department wise. They are across the organization, similar and same for all the departments. Is that clear? Usha, is it very clear? Okay. I want you all to really work collaboratively. So I'm going to stop sharing this because you'll
for span, you have written non-sub. What is that?
Pardon?
For span, you have written
span of control. Span of control is
non-sub means?
Pardon?
The thing that you've written, non-sub means?
No, don't get into this. Non-supervisory.
Oh, non-supervisory. Okay.
So this was a little more. I want to make it very simple because we have little less time, so that the objective of this exercise is that you do it in entirety. That is right from grading to even designing the salary level. So therefore, I want you all to do it in a simple way. Okay, done. So I'm going to stop this. So how do you have to go? Use an Excel sheet. Share an Excel sheet and start collaborating. Put in the compensable factors. then 4 grades, then write the descriptor, and then quickly map these 10 positions into them. Got it? Simple as that. Koi shak? Any challenges? I'm making it so simple so that you really do it well. Usha, you are with me? Okay?
Yes, yes.
Huh? All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So I 11:19. So please get started, guys. Okay? All right. Bala, where is Bala? Bala, since you are already in the role, take the initiative. This is a leaderless group. I want to see who are going to emerge as leaders.
Sure. I have. I'll share my screen, everyone.
Yeah.
If somebody else
Start
is not
creating
connected.
the Excel sheet and start working on it. Okay, guys?
Yes, you should.
All right. Take care.
Okay, I'm in my office mission, so I'm just trying to share only the one sheet that we are planning to work now. Give me a minute.
Should I share?
You have it? Yeah. You can share a new Excel sheet, but I have already while talking I have created a template.
Oh, you've already created. Okay.
So
Then you
should
share.
be- I'm just closing up everything else so that give me a minute.
అక్క ఇది వీడియో కాల్ అక్క.
Okay, so let me know if you are able to see. I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'll also open those. So these are the 5 JDs, right? So I'll open them also. Is this fine? We add each of this, or somebody has some other idea, we can put it differently. Grade in the vertical. And hello?
Yeah, I think it's okay, but
Fine.
Okay.
Should be fine. Fine.
I'll just copy paste all the job titles here first, so we can plan. Okay, so these are the 5 jobs we have, right? So can we grade ourselves also to make it apparent, like
Guys, no. Acha. Step 1. Where is your step 1? Your compensable factor. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
So step 1 is compensable factors. So qualification, experience, span of control, competency level. Very difficult to define, etc. Right? So competency, I would say almost like, know-how, etc. So I would ask you to replace it with another compensable factor.
Okay. Any?
Would be creativity.
I gave you. So does it require creativity here? Okay, for example, because you all are learning, maybe you can think that this organization is Google or something like that, product development. So creativity at all levels, etc. Okay, done. Now, having done that, your grades. So A1, A2, A3, 1 second.
Yeah.
Where are your grades? You're creating a template. So A4.
A4.
So instead of A, just I'm saying you can have grades like grade 1 will be your entry level or low level, middle level, right? Senior
Right.
level and top level. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be A1 entry and A4 is the highest.
Yeah. A4 is your highest. Done. Now, having said that, now project management, finance manager.
These are the jobs we have.
How many jobs you all have? Only 5, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you have many more here. Under project management, you have at least 3 or 4.
This is the department.
Functions.
I'm
Functions.
not sure. Okay,
No,
each of the
functions.
file has more.
No. So list out all.
Inside.
So you have to put all your positions.
Right.
All your positions. Okay. List out all your positions and put them so that you are very clear. Now what you need to do is write for grade 1. What is your grade 1 descriptor under compensable factor qualifications? Okay. Now just hear me out. When you are writing grade 1 compensable factor descriptor for qualification, you will take into consideration all the departments, all the positions of this organization, and typically say that an entry level, whether it is for project or IT and for finance and all that, I will take into consideration these qualifications. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Next, at a grade 2, which will be a little more higher, you may say that, at a higher level, for all these departments, I will need, when a person comes from grade 1 to grade 2, I will need him to be maybe a graduate in engineering or maybe an MBA HR, things like that. What are you trying to say? That even if a person joins at an entry level, when he will go to grade 2, either you will internally ensure that he is going for a training program, certification program. So this is called career growth or succession planning, or so how are you trying? So for a grade 2, you will give higher salary, but will you give a higher salary at the same qualification, at the same experience? No. So there are certain differentiating factors. Got it? So at grade 2, what are those things in qualification you want to have? But don't look at only project management, or don't look at only finance. Take into consideration overall all the departments. At grade 2, what is that? Because when you are getting a person, whether horizontally, whether laterally, or whether from an entry level growth. So what are those? Those don't change. Are you getting me? Those don't change. You are creating that template. So how you plan entry within, or how you plan from laterally, that's a different talent management. But for paying, you are defining those factors. Are you with me, guys, now? So take into consideration all the departments and then write that there, description. Correct?
Okay.
Just to give you a case in point, say for example, you have written post-graduation in grade 2. Okay? For example, I have taken just a graduate for HR because you can relate it. That's why I'm taking. So at entry level, you have taken a person at an HR level, graduate degree. So, but at grade 2, I'm saying, hey, she should be a postgraduate. So what will I do? When I'm taking from outside, I will take a postgraduate degree. But what about promoting from grade 1 to grade 2? Then I've written post-graduation. What I will say, hey, I will give an incentive or saying you have to do your post-graduation. So internally, I will promote programs which will be saying that, hey, you have this program. So we're going to fund you 50-50, whatever. So if you know, a lot of organizations do this educational promotional programs to promoting their internal people also to do an MBA degree, right? So that's how it will be. So that is a talent management programs. Okay. So here, what are you doing? You are trying to define, you are trying to put a template criteria. At a grade 2, these are the things. At a grade 3, this is what I require. Why? Because salary is linked with that. Are you getting me? Salary is linked with that. Those differentiating factors, those compensable factors for which I pay. Because my job description requires that kind of a knowledge. Okay. Yeah, guys, experience. Oh, so carry on. Yeah, right. I'm going to watch and see and help you all so that, you know, as you put your clutch 1, break, clutch 1, clutch 2 and help you.
For education, you can put in A1 maybe a diploma or undergraduate, and then
yeah, absolutely. Start with a diploma,
Start,
ITI,
yeah.
but then it is an IT organization, no? So you can't start an ITI. So you can have
maybe a diploma in
yeah,
engineering.
so you can
or
think of
something.
your own. Anybody working in an IT, Wipro.
We can actually differentiate arts degree versus an engineering degree.
Yeah, just put engineering degree.
Yeah, here we can mention either.
But then for HR also we have to think because.
Yeah, or maybe for
So-
entry level for HR,
so-
you are saying I'll need a post graduation. No problem. It
Yeah,
all
so-
depends. It is very, very, specific to the organization. Like Usha may have a different rule altogether. Shauli may have a different rule altogether based on her own requirements, right?
Mhm.
Based on the context of the organization. Yeah. But here, like, for example, we are saying it's an IT organization. So keep that in mind and start writing it, filling it in. Yes, guys.
But then, ma'am, department-wise, the
For
qualification
A1 just
can be
mentioned
different.
graduate, and so for A2 technical graduate, and A3 postgraduate, and A4 it's with additional certification, postgraduation. plus
Postgraduate
degree.
with leadership certification.
yeah.
or something.
Let it be only graduation for A1.
Yeah, what I was trying to say is you can't keep saying like A4 will be doctorate and postdoctorate.
Correct, yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Right.
Like
So,
even in A3, when a person comes to a middle, you may have for a quality person some certifications like quality, Six Sigma, etc. Right?
Right.
Yes, so it depends on the function the person
Yeah.
is working.
So you can put, so for example, if you go back to your organization, they will write for everything. In your grading, they will write everything, all departments. So this department should have this department should have this. So that in grade 3, if I have to hire or if I have to pay a person, so they will look at, hey, he's in the production department, so this guy should have this kind of a qualification, this. But he comes under that particular grade. Grade is common. But you are writing all the specifications for different departments. You got me?
Right.
You don't write different grades again.
Vimal, I have a question now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking whether we have to do it for each of the job that you shared, or generally you're asking us to create a template.
No.
Considering
So
as
when
an
you are
individual.
doing job grading, first of all, you are looking at the overall organizations. That's why I gave you a background that this organization is an IT organization, product
Yeah, that I understood.
development and
My
services.
question is whether
So
we have to
you
do
have
it.
to create an overall template only first. That is compensable factors which are overall, not role specific or not department specific. Once you do that, then list out all your jobs descriptions, and then based out of those job description evaluation, how will you evaluate the template which you have created, and then you're going to categorize whether that job should be in A1 or whether that job should be in A2. Otherwise, how will you put them into A1, A2, A3? How will you grade them if you don't have a criteria? Now, what is the criteria? This is the criteria. Compensable factors with descriptors. Compensable factors are same, but the intensity is different. They vary from grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3 to grade 4. Is that clear, Bala?
Yeah, it's clear now.
Okay, okay. So it is not, you are creating, for role. So one is broad, you have to, this is what you have to do. Good. Okay. Absolutely. Now
Okay.
you have to fill in that descriptor for A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay.
Yeah. Minimum graduation is required.
Great. So I will leave you all again for some time.
Sure. So both this, we can have it as
Put same.
graduation only, right?
Yeah. Experience.
We can tell certification preferable here. Is it okay? Or we should add some more points in the qualifications?
This is good, Bala.
Okay. Or we can mention as 0 to 1 years experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for A2?
2 to 4.
2 to 5 would be better, Bala, because we have some manager positions also. Maybe A3 can be manager level.
Right.
Five to 10, and 10 plus would be that C-suite, director, all these categories. For all these requirements, they have.
Yeah, we can mention 5+ year experience without defining a upper limit, maybe. $10+ is what you suggested, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this good, or anybody wants to make a comment? Any suggestions?
Fine.
Okay, I think it's okay. Yeah. I mean, to learn, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Now creativity.
Span of control.
Span of control.
So A1 can be IC, individual contributor.
Yeah, A1 can be IC.
And A2 can be IC. From A3, we should have like, most of these managers have 40 members as reporting. If we review the job descriptions.
So you can put 40 in A3 and A4, maybe 40 plus.
Yeah, A3 can be 5 members. Minimum would be 5-member team, right? So 5 to 40, 5 to 50, something like that.
Okay. So minimum
A4
5.
can be entire department because it's all C-suite and director level.
Okay.
A3 is basically we are looking at a manager level, so it can be 5 to 50. 50.
Okay. And here span will be above 50, right?
Yeah, above 50 or entire department.
Just think about an IT organization. Will it be like, product development and all? maybe a manufacturing organization, there might be many people. Huh? At A3 level also, 5 to 50 will be a little bigger
50
number.
will be very high. It could be 20.
Say about 20. Yeah.
And here I can mention span about 20. So without an upper limit, it
About 20. Right. Yeah, absolutely.
creativity. So can we assume that we will have some kind of assessment done on creativity, and basis that we can define it?
So creativity primarily you can look at in the sense that it is required across all levels, and then the indicators could be low, medium, high, but not necessarily that higher the grade will need higher the creativity, because it is typically the people who are in a frontlining and at a level who are actually interacting or doing work on the processes need more creativity, as opposed to leadership level who don't. They need more.
At the entry level, one cannot be creative. It's
So
most of the time it's
at
going to
A1
be
level, you
monotonous
only
work.
need creativity low.
Yeah.
You can keep it, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
keep as low. And
Mostly
even at A2, low to medium, you can keep.
Okay.
And at A3, maybe you need a high. And again here, A4, maybe medium. So depending, right?
Right.
Or rather than creativity, can we keep management skills, because there are some management level positions, it would be easier.
Maybe at A2, you'll need medium.
Okay. I think Karthika was suggesting we
But
can
depending
creativity
on, of course. Yeah.
Or should
A
we go with
management
the soft
skills.
skills? Yeah, soft skills can be mentioned so that we can. So all management skills at a higher level and any other skills at a lower
correct.
level.
At a broader level, you can keep as management skills. So creativity is very difficult to define.
To define it this way.
Yeah.
So management skills would be better, because we can clearly define there are some manager level positions.
Good
There are
decision.
some
For learning purpose also, good decision. Very simple then. Low, medium, and high. Huh?
yeah.
Okay. So we can mention low, right? For A1 and A2, and medium and high.
And high, yeah.
Okay. So now I have one thought that instead of just naming them A1, A2, A3, A4, right? I think going by the job description sheets that we have certain levels mentioned.
So don't go by that. Now guys, yeah. Now when you're doing a process of job evaluation, typically one does not get influenced by the titles. Okay? Because, for example, project manager. Okay? Now, if I purely go by project manager of two organizations, one organization X, the project manager does only 2 projects, while Y does 10 projects. Okay, so scale and scope are different. So don't go by titles. Then, so here what you need to do is purely going by the job descriptions, and very easy. All of you just go through the job description and then see with respect to descriptors of the compensable factors whether he will fit into 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now where will you write those jobs? Okay, now write under A1 under that column all those jobs which fit into grade 1. Yeah, I can see. Right under A2 all the job titles which fit into that, all the job titles which fit into that. But when I'm saying just title, that's the name of the job description, but go by the job description and fit them into that respective grade. Got it?
Okay,
So take,
we want to get all the jobs that have been shared with us.
Yeah, go job by job and start evaluating, and please map them into various grades.
So
clear, guys?
Yeah. The first file, the project management, service delivery leader.
Can be
Like
A3.
he fits into A4.
What I'm doing is I'm just reproducing this here without any of this, and I'll add those specific
Guys,
jobs.
the process,
No.
the exercises, the purpose will be lost. Just don't go by
Yeah.
the title and say, hey, it has to be in 4. Just run through it and evaluate vis-a-vis your descriptors for the compensable factors. And then, then you will learn that feel of, if you just say, hey, it has to go into, it's like, you are doing, okay, this will go into this will go into this. But go through the process of saying, quickly run through mota overview of the job description. And then based on these descriptors for the compensable factors, quickly then say, okay, we can map it into this higher grade, okay, respective grade.
So can we all take up the project management JD
Yeah.
first and look at all the positions?
Yeah.
I would rather suggest copy all the designations over the sheet so that we can copy directly from there rather than referring.
Sure.
I just posted it on chat. All the names are there.
Okay, so I can copy paste from there.
No, in our chat window, I had posted all designations.
But I'm not able to see this chat window.
You're not able to see. Okay.
That's okay. I can copy paste.
I've already copied, so I thought it would be easy.
I'm not sure.
I think you have sent it to me because I just copy paste once again. Since she's already done.
Can you send it to everyone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I sent
I'm
them
just-
on chat actually.
Yeah, I'm just sending it. Yeah.
Either you can share your
just
work, like,
receive.
you have a timeline, and either you can share your work saying you do 2 positions, I'll do 3 and I'll do, so that you can economize on time and you are within the timelines, right? Huh?
Yeah.
I would actually rather recommend that after this list is done, excellent job, then just share and quickly then you can actually then say, hey, huh?
Yeah. Service delivery leader, I think, is A4.
Delivery leader is A4Y.
Like the delivery leader.
He has the highest
will
span.
lead and direct a large multi-geo, multi-vendor team.
Okay. Yeah, the span is definitely higher for him.
Higher, yeah. Then position 2 is project manager. He has around 40 FTEs span.
So should also come in A4, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Project lead. He's like the entry level project manager. So maybe A3.
Okay.
Then project engineer.
A1.
A1. It's more of an IC role.
I0.
Right.
And A2 is also IC role, right? Do we want to see where this person fits?
It's
A2
a
or
very
A1.
basic role, so it didn't
Entry.
highlight much about the experience.
Okay. So this is all about the project management.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we are done with that. So we can move
And
to finance. So finance manager is the
Manager.
next role.
CA.
Finance managers, CA.
CA. So it can come under
Either A3 or A4. A3 maybe.
A3.
A3 we would keep. Director and general manager finance can come in A4.
Right. He is reporting to the MD. Right. General manager.
Would rather suggest this to be A2 Bala because it doesn't have the number of reportees actually. It might be IC role actually.
Finance manager, CA.
Yes. It didn't have any description about the number of people reporting to them or any sub functions reporting.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Good. You're on the right track.
Thank you, ma'am. So the chief financial officer, we can put under A4.
Chief
Because
Financial Officer is also there, is it?
Yeah, it's the position 4, so it has a lot of responsibilities under the sub functions: strategic, financial management, accounting.
Okay.
He's like the
It would be
CFO.
definitely, yeah.
Right. So CFO should be
And
always.
director finance.
So I'm just getting one doubt, Nirmala, maybe I can ask you. So this executive position, should we keep outside of the grades or still have to get them with them?
Now, normally what happens, organizations, when they're doing grading, they will say, hey, like for example, in a manufacturing organization, just to give you a very clear example, I will leave workers because they are then fit into their other jobs. So if the organization is too complex in terms of many kinds of varieties of jobs, they would like to then have different kind of, they may have 2 job gradings, okay? Not put all the jobs into one structure. Got it? Say for example, for executives or for my drivers, for receptionists, they will say, hey, I will create another job grading. Why? Because in terms of their tenurity, in terms of their promotions, they fall into a different cadre, because a driver does not get maybe a senior driver, but that's it, right? So I will create a non-supervisory kind of a grade structure for all these jobs. I won't put them into technical or a managerial. Some organizations can have a job grading structure only for technical. They can have for only managerial. They can, so it depends. Got it?
Okay.
Bala? So it depends on the complexity. Say for example, my jobs, they don't vary much. There's not much of complexity. Okay. So then I will have just one simple grade structure, right?
Right.
And maybe I limit it to just 3 grades. Okay. So it all depends on my complexity of my organization, the kind of jobs I have. Got it? For example, I have in the last organization I was working where we had product development also, and we had also ITS, that is the business process center. So I can't club the grades because both of them are very different in terms of the nature of jobs and tenurity and growth. Okay, so product development specifically in terms of only engineers, etc. So we had a different grading structure, and for the business process outsourcing, we had a different grade structure. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Like for example, Usha, she may, if she, I think she's into real estate. I think so, right? So
Yes,
you'll be having wide category of positions, right?
Correct.
So you may have to have for non-supervisory, typically contractual staff, different kind of a grade structure. Okay, so that's a call you take depending on the nature of your organization. Got it? Okay, guys, carry on.
Okay, then I'll do one thing, everyone. We reviewed those JDs also. So Director of Finance, there is a requirement of 12 plus span. So we will keep Director of Finance in A3. General Manager Finance definitely has a span, but I think still not having that big, definitely not about 10. So we can fit in A2. But one problem I see is we have mentioned certification preferable only from A3, and all these roles require a CA. So CA, should we consider that as a basic requirement only for finance?
Yeah, because at A1 we don't have anyone, Bala, maybe someone like BCom or someone might fit into A1.
Will fit into A1,
Yeah, but we don't have any such requirements. So CA is across all the 3 requirements which we have received.
Right. So even in A2, we don't have certification requirements, right? So should we either add that here?
Yeah, in the qualification you can put
I
graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, sometimes what happens, you have created a template, but you find that in a particular grade, say, for example, in grade 2, You may say, hey, but I don't have positions. But you are not creating a great structure for the present. Okay? You are creating a structure for some times. Maybe afterwards, you'll say at least for 5 years. Not every year you're going to change. Maybe there will be a position at later point of time where you might have to factor it into grade 2. Not necessary that the positions which you are evaluating, all of them will be there in all grades. Maybe or may not be. What I'm trying to say is, so you are trying to create a template, and right now you don't have a position for it. Maybe at a later point of time you may have a position. Got it? But if you don't create a blueprint there, then how will you fit into? Will you at that point of time again change your structure? Are you with me, guys, now?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. Yes.
You're creating a structure or template, but not necessary based out of just the positions what you have. Okay, so that's what when compensation committee sits and decides on this number of grades, on the number of compensable factors, which are very, very core and essential for their salaries. That's how you create that structure, that template. Got it? Okay.
Bala, as you recommended, it's better to revise the A2 minimum graduation plus desired certifications. Okay.
And certification for specific departments we might need.
That is why we had added that desired certification.
Roles we can mention.
Yeah. See, for example, even in IT companies, we have most of them as IC, right? For an Angular developer, he would do Angular certification. Java do certified Java certifications. Oracle people do Oracle certifications, but still they are all senior software engineer level, right?
Correct.
So A4 will be CFO. Chief Finance.
CFO, yeah. So we can move to HR, I think. HR job.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, factory HR executive, my observation all through the HREs, they didn't mention any MBA, okay, for as per certification or qualification. MBA is not mentioned across all the 3 requirements. So the GM HR or plant HR can go through A3 based on the scope, and the senior manager can go to A3 again, and factory HR would come under A1 because it's very, very basic.
Okay. So
that is my understanding. If anyone has anything to add, please feel free.
Yeah, please shoot others if you have anything. I agree with Kartika also. I also see that manager and senior manager can be at A3. A2 can be.
A2 is not there. No one is there. That is what we were discussing. There might not be any A2 or
Right.
A2.
May not be any role within.
Currently not there.
In future, something would come up like a senior HR or HRBP, something like that might come up into A2. So we don't have
DGM, we want to move to A3, right?
Yes.
Both manager and DGM in A3.
Yes, yes, yes.
Guys, hasten up. Quick.
Yeah, just one more function is pending.
No, 2 more.
2 more. Okay. IT infrastructure and quality.
IT infrastructure manager, IT infrastructure should be, I think.
Qualification.
So
yeah, here we have CTO. CTO would go under.
CTO will be A4.
A4. Yeah.
Then head IT infrastructure will be A3.
So I think all these 3 go under
A3, right?
A3, senior manager.
Manager, senior manager, head IT. There are no IC roles in this specific department.
We have
Quality
Yeah.
quality head
Quality
is
assurance.
A4, I think. Quality manager
So it is a strategic position.
A3. Yeah, quality head is strategic, so A4.
A4. Quality manager A3.
Quality management administrator.
But even here the
A3.
scope is it's already written. Senior administrator is an IC role actually.
A2.
So
Yeah.
it's A2 and quality analyst
Quality
is A1.
analyst A1. Right.
A1.
Right.
So I think we've done it
Done.
successfully, Bala.
Okay. So quality analyst, I'll put it in A1. And,
Yeah. And
quality management
administrator is A2. Yeah.
Okay. Is there consensus? This is done. Anybody else has any observation? You can tell.
So Usha, anything else to add?
Yeah, I think quality management administrator come under A3. He has
It's an IC role, Usha, actually.
Yeah, A3, but see, IC roles can be there at even at very high grades as well. So if you take IT, for example, architects would be there. They would still be ICs. They won't have any span, but will be at a higher grade, right? So like that. So sometimes it may not be applicable. So we can take it.
Yeah, but based on the job description, it looks like it's like one step below the manager.
Right.
It's based on the JD guidance. So even here it is written, Usha, quality management L2 level, like explicitly wrote over there actually.
fine. Yeah.
So he is participating in business meetings. Yes, ma'am.
Done? Okay,
Yeah.
great job. So
Over to you.
just take me through the process. We'll work in the breakout room itself because we have only one breakout room. Yeah, let me see. So I want you to explain the, tell me step 1, then you did this. Step 2, so that, you know, it's like a re-emphasizing on what you did. Yeah.
Sure. Anybody else? Anyone want to take it up? Want to explain?
So I think the juniors should do it for their own benefit, like Shani or Pratyusha. We've been anyway driving this. Yeah. Guys, it's a good opportunity. Come forward and explain what you
take it, or we will pick one.
We are always there, but I would encourage even in my own team. Yeah, Shani or Pratyusha, take it up.
Okay, Kartika, you want to do, say, or anybody? It doesn't matter. Come.
Sure. It basically started by analyzing the JDs. We have gone one by one, and we have seen. We have first focused on the qualifications. If there is any certification required, for example, for finance roles.
No, you can just give me a very crisp summary saying that step 1, compensable factors. These are the compensable factors.
Okay.
Step 2,
so
defining grades. 4 grades. Step 3, writing descriptors. We have written descriptor under every grade for every compensable factor. Step 5, evaluating the job descriptions and then categorize them, evaluating them based on the descriptors for every compensable factors and where do they
and we map them.
And then you say, okay, fine, these are, you know, listing of those positions in A1, A2, A3 and A4. Got it? So that's the process. Very, very clear. Just reiterating the process. This is called job grading. What have you done? You have actually in job grading identified compensable factors. Here in this exercise, you have identified 4 compensable factors, which are qualification, experience, span of control, management skills. And these compensable factors are very, very contextual. That means based out of the business strategy. They can't be cut, copy and pasted to every organization. They are very, very contextual, because every organization has its own strategy and it also has its own eco space. So depending on what is very, very critical, important, you then determine the compensable factors. Because what is very important for one organization may not be critical for another. For example, for me, if I'm Toyota, so maybe for me, value engineering, that is a lot of operational excellence is very critical. So I will put a lot of emphasis on that. Whereas for some other organization, like for example, Porsche, it's where design is very critical. I will say design, I will add a compensable factor for designing. You getting me what I'm trying to say? Saying that in the way organizations are differentiating themselves in terms of to be very closer and to give you a closer understanding, it's called unique selling proposition. I mean, what is that cutting edge, or what is that they can really leverage on? Got it? So these compensable factors sometimes also add up to those differentiators for which you want to pay. Got it? Having said that, now then you have defined into 4 grades. Narrow grade will be many grades, broad grade will be fewer grades. All right. And now you have evaluated, taking every job description and mapped them. Now what? But you have only been able to put a hierarchy saying that in grade 1, these are the positions, grade 2, these are the positions, grade 3, these are the positions. What have you still yet to do? Anybody?
Designing the compensation.
You have to design, how do I pay them? And if I have to pay them, I have to fix salary grades, right? Salary ranges. How will I do that? Anybody who can give me a kind of idea?
Fixing minimum and maximum.
How do you fix that minimum and max? From where will you fix that minimum? I mean, how will you say this X amount is min and Y amount is max?
Based on the job
From
points.
job market. Job
Market studies.
Absolutely. Now comes the play of, you have to bring in what? Market
analysis.
Okay, we will do here only and you will do everything. So that now keep this and please open up another sheet. Sheet 3. Okay. Now what you need to do, list out all the positions in one column, and in the next put whether it's grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So you put 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? Do that. You'll have 3 rows, right? One is all your positions. And then, yeah, you have already that position.
Grades.
Now you have to put whether it's 1 or whether it's 2 or whether it's 3. So list out all those. Just put 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is.
Okay. So this is.
So you have to check your previous work and put. No.
Right. Okay.
A4.
Or you can copy the Bala so that we can read it out for you. Later we can delete it.
Bring that to
You
the
can copy the table.
copy it
the
and then
table.
bring
You
it
can
to
just
here.
copy it and we can read out.
Okay.
You can directly.
Because otherwise it will be difficult for you.
Source format.
Guys, okay if you don't take a break, no? Because let's complete this entire thing, how to do it.
Yeah.
So this is A4.
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 Project manager.
A,
Project
A4.
manager is A.
3, right? A4 only.
No, A4.
A4. Both are A4. 1 and 2 are A4.
Okay.
A3.
A3.
A1.
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 Remove A's and just have numbers.
Acha, maybe we will do some.
Finance manager.
A2.
Two. Just say 2. Yeah.
Okay.
3.
Director
4.
of Finance is 4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
1.
CFO is missing here, so we'll add it.
I hope Sayanand and the rest of them are there.
Yeah.
Sayanand, you should also actively participate. Okay.
4.
1. Senior manager, plant and HR, I think it's in
3.
3, right?
Yeah.
4.
Manager IT infra is at 3. Senior manager is also at 3.
3, 4.
4. CTO.
CTO 4. Yeah.
Okay, this is 3, right? Head IT infra.
Yeah. 3.
Yeah.
It's I think covered
1.
under
Analyst is 1.
1, 2,
2, 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yeah. Done.
Done.
Nirmala, ma'am, over to you.
Now, quickly, as a group, take about 5 to 10 minutes. And in the E row, you write there market data and look at any IT company. Some of you must be knowing as well. Typically, we are not going by the accuracy of salary data per month. So market data, not market intelligence, market benchmarking or market data or market salary. So typically for an IT organization, service delivery leader, project manager, per month, how much do they pay? Take an average salary, okay? Take about 5 to 10 minutes and fill up that data. Got it? You know what to do?
Sure.
You are looking at, though we will be learning the entire external equity salary survey, but for now, just look at some data and do that.
Okay. Sure.
So can we do it per annum CTC rather than monthly CTC?
No, per month. CTC divided by 12 here. Because I will show you some graph, it becomes easier per month. Okay. When you have an annual CTC, divide it by 12 and you will get per month. Okay.
Yeah. So we will have both the columns.
No, don't have 2 columns, CTC and all, because for the purpose of showing something, we will
Yeah.
do a technique
No,
called
no,
cluster
while
analysis.
what I'm telling is, while
We can
discussing
delete it later.
right.
We will delete it.
You can delete it later, no problem.
For the purpose of discussions, we will have it as an annual.
Or hide it. Yeah.
Okay. So entry levels in IT, in going by the data that I have or that I work in my organization or external also, is currently between 4 to 5
Correct.
lakh per annum.
Correct.
So
we have to keep an average here. So
yeah,
shall
we
we
can
write?
put it as 4.5 then.
The reason I said average is if you have a min or a max, say min, it will be too low. Max will be, very high. So typically an average, which is called a typical median or a midpoint, is favorable when you're doing a benchmark, when you're trying to compare. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, HR also at that place, right?
Yeah, HR is also at that level.
So finance, yeah, all entry levels are at same time.
So for some experience,
Yeah, 15 to 20, right? Finance manager.
Yeah, CA is typically, you can consider it as 12 average. It could be lesser than that also.
8 can be good, I feel.
We won't get it for 8 lakhs.
Minimum
At
is
a-
12.
At
Minimum
the
average.
manager level, you won't get them at.
Guys,
Recently,
don't make
I
It's
Don't
not
make it
about
look so
finance,
much
right?
like,
There are other departments.
guys, don't make it look so much like it's almost the same figure. Huh?
No, it's not like that. See, recently I hired a
Okay,
finance
okay,
manager,
okay.
so the
Fine,
market average was around.
It's not about finance, right? There is a quality manager administrator also. Maybe we won't be giving 12 to them if we are going to do benchmarking and seeing for that 2 grade entirely, then the average can be 8 is what I feel.
Okay, we'll go with a 10 average. I mean, average of these averages. Right? We have two different positions, right? So we'll average both them. Okay, let's actually math it only. 12 lakh is for the CA, and for the quality administrator, somewhere around
8 lakhs. And if the project lead is from IT, it would be different.
No, that is a grade 3. So we will close 2 and move that. So the average of these averages is 10. So I will put it
10.
as okay.
Keep some variation at least, guys. For the purpose of at least
Function wise.
Yeah,
Function
if we
wise?
have to keep it function wise, you keep it function wise, Bala. We already have
Yeah.
12 and 8 lakhs.
Then we can put it as directly. Okay, typical project lead in IT would, at this market could be somewhere around 15.
You are getting at 15 lakhs, good bit. Currently, it's a disruptive market, right? We are unable to find project leads at 15 lakhs.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can write it then.
Yeah, it could be.
Let's not be very market dependent. Normally, what we hire, we can do.
Right. Yeah, we could get it at 15 is what we are actually, fixing. We are actually getting people at 15. I mean, at an average, not everybody.
So general manager, finance and accounts, right? 8 is general manager.
20.
20. Yeah.
Manager, plant HR and IR, and the plant size, if you would have seen the description, it was around 1800 or something.
So 40 lakhs for senior.
Okay. We are so thinking
Isn't
about
40 too high?
I mean, normally companies which are like good manufacturing companies, ITC PSPD or ITC Bhadrachalam, they all have that pricing. Manufacturing companies. Because I have friends who work with.
Okay.
Even the Tata Automobiles. It depends on the size of plant, definitely. If it is pharmaceutical like Reddy's, it's again 20, 25.
So should we then average it for 30, 35?
Yeah,
30.
let's keep it 30 between any industry, that would be better. Infrastructure, 18 lakhs, Bala? Because now
At such senior level, you can actually call it 15 lakhs, 18 may not be.
Yeah, senior manager, you can write 18 lakhs. Head IT 25.
Can make it, 25. Take it as an average. Quality manager should also be at 25 or 30.
Oh, I think quality manager, we normally get it 15 lakhs, 15 to 18. If it is QA quality, then you will get it around normal QA
quality,
testing
right?
manager. Yeah.
We are talking about IT firm, right? IT QA managers charge at least 25 to 30. IC roles we are hiring at 12, 13.
No, your quality manager, you want to convert it into QA manager or testing manager, something. That's what
Yeah, if it is in the testing and IT, 25 should be fine. But let's me look at the JT ones. Yeah, it is IT, right? This person has to work on go-to-market strategy. This person has to create solutions and all.
Then yeah, it is like someone who actually has a lot of contribution to company. Service delivery leader.
Good job, guys. So far, good job.
Thank you. Usha, would you like to recommend something? Service
No.
delivery.
It's a IT industry, so you take a call.
Okay.
You can stop at say 18, yeah, 18 DGM GM plant HR, okay? Because I just want to show you the technique. Done?
Okay.
You can reduce 2 jobs. And how many jobs more to go? 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs. You can do 4 more or just, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
DGM
So,
HR.
18.
Till 18 you can
Right?
do.
Because
That's good
here,
enough.
here it is suggested as 30 and general manager as 20.
It has to be more than 50.
Yeah, it's one step above that. Right? It's
At least 40.
40? Okay.
Yeah. 40. So CTO, Bala, you can tell your CTO salary.
1 crore.
Yeah.
1 crore it
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
Quality, it would be between 50 and 60 lakhs. So
Yeah.
Okay, you want to also complete that 17 CFO?
yeah,
Yeah.
CFO
See,
apparently is the most paid in any organization. So
General
We would
manager
write
is at 20.
maybe 80 to 90 lakhs, something like that.
we can keep it as on par with
1
CPO.
crore.
Okay, then you can hide the other jobs where there are blanks.
Okay.
Well, we can quickly close that now.
Quickly
Okay,
close.
okay, fine.
So director finance one step below
80.
CFO, right? 80.
Yeah.
A project manager,
Project managers typically 30.
30. Yeah. Service delivery leader. The designation is a bit confusing for me, but yeah, if it is a delivery head position, how much we pay that we can manage.
Yeah, delivery head position somewhere between 40 and 50. So
50,
45.
yeah. 45. Yeah. Yeah. Done, madam. Done and dusted.
Okay, done. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to actually now fix salaries. Okay, salary level. Quickly divide by 12 and get that data and hide the C column, guys.
Yeah, hide C.
Do I hide? Okay.
Yeah, hide.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the monthly.
Monthly. Column D shows the monthly salaries.
Column B is your
Monthly salaries.
Okay. Now what are we going to do? Fix salaries. So what do you need to do now? Like I earlier said in ranking, also categorize or group. Hey, let's go to sheet 3. Sheet 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now what typically we can do now is select both grade data and market data.
Okay.
Okay. Now go to insert. Insert. Go to scatter graph. Go to charts.
No.
Okay. You want
Bala, yeah. That is the insert on the tab. Yeah.
Insert.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
when you click on insert, you get a scatter. Go to scatter charts.
Scatters.
Yeah. No. Go back, please. Go back. Wait 1 second. Hang on. Click on that. Click on that. Then you will get a scatter. First one. Yes. Now take it a little far so that, okay. Now, Now, if you look at this graph, which is called a scatter graph, you can see that on one axis, you have the grades. Okay. That is, call it as x-axis, that 0.5, 1, 1.5. These are all grades. and you can call it that vertical column, which is called Y. You can call it that is the salary column, right? X and the salary. Now these orange dots represent your positions. Okay, these orange dots represent your positions with respect to your grades. So if you see that in grade 1, there's only one position here. How come? How many positions? You should be having 3 positions.
3 positions. Yeah.
No.
All 3 are having the same value.
Oh, that's why they're all showing that. Okay, fine. It's okay. Now, if you want, now please click on any of that orange color and then do a right click. Click on that and then what you do, you can see add trend line. Please add. Click on that. Okay. Now you can push it further so that your graph can be seen a little more clearly. That format. Okay. Now, if you can see this, your trend line, what does it show? This is your salary line. This line is your salary line. You can see some dots down, some below, some up. So the salary, say for example, there are 2 dots in your grade 2. There could be more also. So the position which represents your the salary for which it shows the lower salary. Say for example, let's go to the actual data. Just 1 second. Yeah, just pull that. Okay. Now, if you see, there are 2 positions in your grade 2, right? And the lower dot is showing somewhere with how much it is, say something like 66,000. Okay, so your grade 2 salary range minimum will become your 66, approximately 66,000, and the maximum will become 1 lakh.
1 lakh.
So minimum, maximum. Okay, so that will, you can write there grade 1. So quickly what you need to do is, for every grade 1, your salary range will be the position with the lesser salary, min, that will become min, and the position with the highest salary in that grade will be your max. So 37, yeah.
Grade 1 we have only 1. So.
Only 1 salary. So that means it becomes absolute, but then I will tell you how we then make it as a range. Okay. And grade 2.
So it's
Grade 2 is 66,667 to 1 lakh.
Okay. And for grade 3, 2,50,000 and
1,25,000.
And for this 2,50,000 and
Now, in these 3 positions which are very, very outliers, what would you do? You will go back and see, hey, these 2 positions which are actually, they are called outliers. Should they be in the same position, in the same grade, or should they be into a higher grade? Are you getting me? Because there's a huge,
Difference.
outliers. You have actually put a line which is called the pay line. You can see that these 2 positions are very, very high. Now, highlight your data. This data, min max. Yeah, not highlight, sorry. Bring that into a picture so that I can give you some takeaways here. Now, considering that in a, you can make it a little, you can get, you can push off your graph here. Okay, you can, now, if you
want
see,
to insert a graph for this min max?
no. That graph, you can put it aside. I want to now tell you. Now your grade 1 min and max is 37,000, 37,000. Now typically what happens, say for example, a person has joined in grade 1 at 37,500. Now he is going to stay in grade 1 for 2 years or 3 years on an average basis. And he will be promoted in 2 years or 3 years. So you need to provide what increment for those 3 years. So that salary or grade level should be now sufficiently, there should be a range of min and max. Now, the basis for creating a range will be how many years will that guy stay in grade 1? Will it be 2 years or 3 years on average? Okay. And every year, what is the increment I'm going to give? Is it 1,000 rupees or is it 2,000 rupees on an average? So therefore, say for example, in grade 1, irrespective of any function, the person is typically going to stay for 3 years. And the increment on an average, I didn't say, that's going to be an absolute amount. On an average, it's going to be 2,000 rupees. So what does it mean? 2,000 into 3, that means 6,000. So the difference between min and max should be at least 6,000. Got it?
Okay.
Have you understood what I mentioned just now? How do you create a range? Usha, you are thinking. How did you understand what I mentioned just now?
Correct. I understood.
That you are creating
So,
a range by taking into consideration that on an average, average to top performer will take, I have fixed 3 years and the increment is about 2,000 per year. So 2,000 into 3 will be 6,000. So the difference between min and max, I should provide 6,000 rupees. Got it? And I'm normally talking about a monthly here so that, So I have created a range min and max at a grade 1 level. Now grade 2, similarly, you need to look at, if you have created 66,000, you can round it off and 1 lakh. Now, sometimes what happens, there can be an overlap or sometimes there may not be an overlap. Depending on, again, you have to look internally, what kind of promotion am I actually creating for my people when they go from grade 1 to grade 2, grade 2 to grade 3, grade 3 to grade 4. Because once you create your grades of min and max, now you have to hire between that range. You can't say, hey, this person can't be promoted, so he will go beyond the maximum. Are you getting me? Because if you are giving an increment even beyond the maximum, you are increasing wage cost. Got it? So we will be talking about green circle and red circle when I do that point plan also. So you cannot go beyond the maximum. So you have to take into consideration increment and also promotions when you are fixing your ranges of min and max. When you are fixing this min and max, doesn't mean that whenever I'm taking positions, I have to take a person only at a min or at a max level. No, you have a range. I can hire a person at a minimum or give him a little more if he is more experienced, etc. But I cannot hire less than a minimum. Once you have decided, I cannot hire a person less than a minimum. It goes against the equity principle. That is also called what? The green circle. We'll talk about that more in detail. Now, having decided on grades and their ranges, what will you do next? In an organization, if you are doing job grading, all your benefits are then based out of these basis grades. Grade 1, mobile allowance, or what is it, conveyance allowance, or insurance. So you are fixing all your benefits based on your grades. Grade 1 will get this much, grade 2 will get this much, grade 3 will get this much. Or say, for example, travel allowance. Grade 1 bus, grade 2 AC, whatever, 3 flight. So, or accommodation. So you will categorize them. Got it? So your benefits will be categorized basis your grades. Is that clear, guys? How you do job grading? you're creating a framework, you're mapping them, categorizing them, grouping them into various grades. And once you have decided that your positions are into these grades, then you will fix salary bands, and also you will ensure that all your benefit plans are based on your grades. Very clear? Bala?
Yes.
So now
Yeah.
there is a small assignment for you all, so that you know exactly you have. What I want you all to do, take any 10 positions in your organization, okay? And do a small grading, job grading. So that fix your salary band, just like, that's why I made you do them, so that you know exactly hands-on how you have done that. And then you create your job grades and also salary bands. Got it? How will you do? Step 1, identifying compensable factors. Step 2, defining grades. I leave it to you, 4 or 5 grades. Don't take more than that. Okay? Take 10 positions and then map them into their grades. Write your descriptors, map them, and then take benchmark data and then create salary bands. Got it, guys? When I say salary bands, when you're looking at your data, don't get into min and max data. Look at average data, median data. Okay? Now, this median data, what you took, I can also take it to 75th percentile, 90th percentile. I didn't want to get into that now, because once I teach you salary survey, what is a percentile, quartile, and what is a company's pay philosophy, then you will be able to connect. So here, just the first part of it, to understand it very simply put, how do you do grading? So we looked at average or the median data, okay, which is also called 50th percentile. Guys, any questions? I'm so sorry I did not give you a break, but I thought I should complete this exercise. I could have taught you in theory way, but if you do it hands-on, you will learn, and you can also do the same thing once you go back. Now you can go back and look at your organization, how is grading done, how are different positions put in a grade, what are those factors which actually differentiate from one grade lower to a higher grade, and you can appreciate it now. Got it, guys?
Yeah. So, Nirmala, just one.
Any questions before we close?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bala.
Yeah. So one case in point, real life case that is there, I want to bring it up as a
Please.
question, so that it benefits everybody also.
Sure.
So I'm just giving a quick background here. The last 3 years, I'm working with the Compensable for the organization that I'm working, and we earlier had a lot of. There was no maturity as such as a model, but later in the last 3 years, we tried to bring in that maturity. We introduced all the scientific or objective methods of evaluation, and we are doing it. But we are now at a stage where we do calculate all the mid ranges and statistically eliminate outliers and all. One challenge that for this year that I have is to define min and max. Right now it is not defined. So
Define
min and max. So exactly what we are doing now.
No. Can you be a little more clear on that? Defined min and max for your grades?
Right. For each grade. Right now, it is not. We do have, we have taken up what we have is right now we have, say, for example, 100 people. We eliminate the outliers and we take the min and max and we try to keep it at that only. And at the same time, but what happens is if the recruitment team is finding somebody, who can be brought beyond that level, they still go ahead and do it, where we want to standardize that and make it as a
absolutely, Bala, I'm with you. What happens in most of the IT organizations, let me tell you what happens. When you don't create a band or a salary structure, having worked and also having consulted, typically what happens, there is this conflict between hiring manager or, business manager and the recruitment person. Okay. Now, the recruitment person sometimes will bring people from, what we call it as, you also have to look at a value discipline, in the sense, if I'm into an operational excellence ITS company and I'm bringing a very good person, from a product development company, obviously, even if he's at a lower grade, he'll be at a high salary, right? Okay. Right. And the business manager said, take him. Okay. So for example, you have taken him. Now, there is another person who's also doing a similar role, right? But the difference between his salary and the new person's salary is huge. So I can actually relate to you, because what happens is every time you're taking in the candidate, because you have not defined a min and a max for that particular salary called, we will call it here level 1 or level 2. I'm all the time increasing that maximum. It is going away. Okay, put him in grade 1 only. Yeah. But if you look at his base salary, it is more than 2 times the higher grades.
Correct. It becomes a moving target now.
It doesn't have any fixed max, but it is just moving. Thereby, you're not only increasing the wage cost, okay, for the purpose of saying, hey, in that grade you're giving benefits, but you have to define. Now, if you have define min and max, how will you define min and max? Obviously, once you get a right benchmark, and then look at other ways of increasing the salary, because sometimes what happens, the hiring manager will say, hey, I want this guy, absolutely. But you have to look at other ways of actually giving him higher salary other than the base salary. Because if you touch base salary and don't have a discipline in base salary, your structure can go heavy. You agree? Because base salary is something which is guaranteed month on month, and it adds on because an increment will add on. So if there is no end to it, then what happens? The person is only getting more and more of the base salary. So it creates a lot of complications. So when we do the point method, we'll definitely talk about how do you create min and max, because we will be repeating this exercise, but with points. That means every job will have a point value. Okay. Keep this data, guys, and it will be very useful. And definitely, Bala, and I'm sure with that input, you can actually create your min and max.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
And that's what we will going to do next session, point plan. I would actually ask you all to just read up your point plan so that it won't take much time to understand them. If you just read through, because point plan is a little more complex, scientific, we'll do regression and all. I will actually keep a lot of readily available data so that you all don't have to really work so much. At least, you will work with accessible data and quickly learn some quick takeaways. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you all. It was good. And I'm sure you have now got something in grading.
Bala, can you please send the Excel to all of us?
I'll figure out how I can do that because I am using my office machine, which is restricted.
Take a picture, photo shot and send it.
Also, we'll get the video.
We will be sending. No, what we will do, we will send you the screenshots of these Excel sheets, which will be a ready reference for you, and along with the questions. And as Nirbala said, that you will be required to capture 10-12 jobs from your organization and create a point rating system. So that you can, and all the steps that are
Just
required
10
to
positions is good enough so that you
10,
learn it.
Yes, yes. And all the steps required to do that exercise will also be marked on the way.
But I hope you were able to grasp what is job grading and how to do it, guys. Can I have a reaction, thumbs up?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Take care, guys. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice Sunday.
You too.
Thank you. Welcome. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.